Hi guys, it's Otaku Gunso, and today I'm going to teach you how to make some donuts, or at least the way I make them anyway. So yeah, first we're going to start off with some nice sweet potatoes, and I got about 5 of them, and they're about medium size, and they're already skinned, and the reason why that is because I took the skin off and I used it in my chia quinoa bread, and that actually takes away from a lot of prep time and makes things a little bit easier. So yeah, that's that. Now we're going to prepare them to go in the oven, and what I usually like to do is just wet them a little, just splash a little water on them and then wrap them in the foil and then throw them in the oven. Now usually when I put them in the oven, I put them on about 400 or 420 or something for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then that should get them to the desired softness that you want to then proceed to smash them up. Yeah, you want to like mash some potatoes right now. So yeah, after you take them out of the oven, they're gonna be pretty hot, which, ouch, that burns. But yeah, once you take them out of the oven, you gotta put them into the nice bowl to proceed to start smashing them up. So yeah, you got them in the bowl now, and you gotta take your fork and yeah, just start smashing. Yeah, get in there, get in there, get in there. Start beating them like they owe you money. Show them who's boss. Get in there right now. Now, before this becomes the worst voiceover in the world, I'm actually going to take the time to talk about where I found this recipe. I found it on the internet, long story short. But to be specific, I actually found it by accident. Now, the original recipe actually requires you to deep fry, and I can't deep fry because fried stuff like bothers my stomach, so I just can't. And then they actually had sugar added in it, and I didn't really see the purpose in adding sugar, honestly, but that's just me. I mean, I'm one of those people where I can taste the natural flavoring of a sweet potato without having to add anything. I would almost like to think that if you can't, then there's probably something wrong with your taste buds, but I don't want to say all that, because that's kind of a terrible thing to say. So moving on, like I said, we're smashing, we're getting in there, we're just crushing it up, we're making it into this nice fine consistency, you know, and it's still kind of hot, and you really kind of want to let it cool down before you proceed to the next step. But obviously, as you can see, it's coming into a nice consistency as I'm kind of getting in there and smashing it up and getting in there, you know, and like I said, beating it like it owes me money, showing it who's boss right now. Oh, just getting in there. Like I said, this is the worst voiceover in the world right now. But I'm just going to keep talking because I need to. So next up, you got to take a half a cup. And then you got to take 1/3 of a cup. Now that is 1/3 of a cup, but the lettering actually kind of came off, so that kind of sucks. And you got to need some tapioca flour, which that's what the recipe actually did call for, that much anyway. And I chose to use bulgur, ground bulgur for this. Now the actual recipe actually called for regular flour, but I wanted to give it a little bit more of a protein slash fiber punch. Like I said, these are going to be healthy donuts, but they're going to taste good, believe me, because I know what I'm doing, and I've made it a couple of times. Now, next up, we got our nice chocolate glaze, and it's not real chocolate, folks. It's actually a mixture of carob powder and water, which you boil together, and you get a nice little glaze consistency. Now, next up, I like to take some ground flaxseed and put them on a plate. And once I make the donuts, then I roll it around in there. And that actually gives it, you know, kind of like a grainy consistency. But anyway, you got to take your half cup of ground bulgur and you got to dump it in there, right? And next up, you got to take your 1/3 of a cup of tapioca flour, and you got to dump it in there. And like I said, make sure that you really like let it cool off, because I actually kind of messed up on that in the past, and well, you know. But anyway, you actually want to get in there with your hands this time. Like, you really want to get your hands dirty. You want to mix that in. Yeah, like, get in there. Like, show it who's boss. get your hands dirty. Like, get in there right now, because this is the way you're going to mix it up. You got to kind of mix it, and it's going to come into almost like a dough consistency. Like, as you can see, it's already kind of coming into that dough-like consistency right now, which it's looking really, really nice. And once it comes into that consistency and it's nice and smooth and formed and everything else, that is what you're going to use to make your donuts. But as you can see, like I said, very messy right now. Cannot touch the camera. Ah! And I gotta try to keep everything together with stuff moving around and the table shaking and just... Wow, this is a really huge mess right now. But anyway, everything kind of serves a purpose, so, you know, what are you gonna do? But as you can see, like I said, it's coming into a nice little shape right now. And like I said, oh gosh, I almost dropped the camera. No! So it's coming into a nice little shape here. And this is what you're going to use to make your donuts. And yeah, look at that. Looks so nice. Oh, wow. It really, really looks wonderful right now. So yeah. Gonna take a nice generous amount, or at least that's what I like to do. Take a nice generous amount and then kind of smooth it out a little bit. Now this is what I usually do before I go in and then roll it around. And I actually have to hold the plate in place because the dumb table shakes and the dumb plate moves around and it's really annoying and just really terrible. Like, look at that, the camera's shaking right now. It's really terrible right now. Like, everything is shaking. It's almost like an earthquake. It's just, I don't know what to say right now. But yeah, you gotta keep on rolling that and you gotta get it into a nice long shape. Like, I don't know how long to particularly say, but you're gonna have to kind of judge that on your own, or maybe you can kind of tell from my picture. But yes, once you get it long enough, you start to form it into the shape of a donut, which, as you can see, you gotta kind of smooth the piece together, like the one that you use to connect the ends and stuff like that, and really kind of smooth it together. And like me, I like to really get in there and, like I said, smooth it out. I like to go for that symmetry. Like, I'm all about that symmetry right now. And I'm not trying to go death the kid on anybody, but I am all about that symmetry right now. Like I said, I'm getting in there. I'm smoothing it out. I'm making sure the hole is prominent. Like, I really want this to look like the realest donut that anybody has ever seen. So next up, what I'm doing here is I'm smoothing on the ground flax seeds, and this kind of gives it a nice grainy texture, which it's pretty like similar to that of a donut. Like, it kind of is more like a bagel, but I think that for some reason it just gives like a significant amount of accuracy. And like I said, everybody loves flax seeds now, don't they? Like I said, nice little fiber punch, all about that fiber. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to do another one. And then after that, I'm going to prepare these to go into the air fryer. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, you could actually take and do with the oven before. You know, take about maybe like 400, 420 or something like that. Get some coconut oil, you know, and like leave it in for about 20 minutes and go on both sides and stuff like that. If you have an air fryer, then already your job is a little bit easier because you don't have to flip it and do all that kind of stuff. Now, when I do it in the air fryer, I actually take it and put it on 400 for about 15 minutes, and that usually does the job. And like I said, I like to use my coconut oil, and that's just me. Like I said, get my unrefined virgin coconut oil where it actually smells like coconuts. Like, don't get that stuff that's refined and don't smell like coconuts. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, it's shaking again. Problematic. Yeah, don't get anything that doesn't smell like coconuts, because if so, then I don't know what it is. But you can use any kind of oil you want, really, but I'm just saying like what I use. And like I said, as you can see, it's already coming into a nice shape as I form it into the donut for the second time. And like I said, You know, I like to go in and fix it up and like really get it into that nice shape of a donut. Just going for that symmetry, just going for that detailing, making the hole nice and prominent. And like I said, these are big, big, big donuts right now. Like these are big, juicy donuts. These are like Simpsons donuts. Like I'm gonna give one to Homer when I'm done, you know? Like throw Homer Simpson a donut right now, because these are like some Homer Simpson type donuts. Like what's that dude's name? Lardo Lad or whatever. This like some, okay, I can't call it Lardo Lad. It's more like Vegan Lad. Because there's no lard. And like I said, you guys know all the ingredients and stuff like that because I'm doing everything right in front of you. Can't hide nothing from the folks, right? So yeah. As you can see, that one is coming into a shape now, and I'm doing what I did before with the nice little ground flax seeds. And you know, like I said, it also kind of helps I don't know, like it helps give it more like firmness, I guess. Like I don't know. Or at least I feel that it does that. But like I said, that's just me. That's just my preference. And like I said, I made two. And as you can see, my hands are dirty. Cannot touch the camera. Oh no, gotta clean my hands first. And as you can see, I am back after making all 4 of them. And like I said, they're very firm and they're raw. And they have to go into the air fryer. Now, they are big. Like I said, once again. And I gotta only put 2 in the air fryer because that's all I could fit. And like I said, there goes my coconut oil, my virgin unrefined coconut oil, because that's the way I roll. And yeah. Now you can make the donuts any size you want. I just happen to make them really big because like I said, I want to really duplicate that look and that feel of a real donut. Like I've been doing this for quite a while now, so I kind of know what I'm doing, and I've improvised and done this and that and the third. So that's pretty much that as far as all that goes. So like I said, you take a little dollop of coconut oil, you put it into the air fryer, then you put your 2 little donuts into the air fryer, and I'm going to take the time to show you. Like, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, that looks so nice. Yep. Now I'm going to put them in the air fryer once again on 400 for about 15 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and do the other ones. And yeah, that's what the air fryer looks like. It's nice and green. Woo! Love green. So yeah, remember that chocolate glaze that I was talking about like a few moments ago? Well, now it melted down. I kind of let it melt down on its own, and this is what I'm going to do. Now, I like to, like I said, I'm all about that symmetry and stuff like that, and this is how you get it on nice and cleanly. You get the glaze, you just pour it onto the plate, and then you just go in there with the donut just like I'm doing right now. And this is how you get it to look just wonderful. Now, like I said, I like to get on there with a very generous amount, and that's just me. And this is probably why it's going to get a little bit messy. Ah, I got it on my hands. Darn. That's a little bit messy. Ah, that symmetry. No symmetry there. It must die. Nah, but really, you could actually make the carob mixture right there. Like I said, you take about a half a cup of carob powder, take a half a cup of water, and you boil the water up, and then you put the carob powder in there, and you just start mixing it up and whatnot, and you pretty much got the consistency of like a glaze type syrup type thing. Now you could experiment with that. You could maybe put some vanilla in it or some almond in it or do whatever and stuff. I'm actually going to experiment and actually use some coconut flakes and stuff because I want to kind of show you the plain ones, but then I want to show you like with the coconuts and stuff because I want to make it look nice and pretty. So yeah, we got the finished one with the just the glaze, and I'm going to show you them coconut flakes, and then we got the ones with the coconut flakes, and look how pretty they look. Oh my gosh, they look so just scrumptious, and they really look like real donuts. So yeah, this is how I make my vegan sweet potato donuts, and yeah, till next time folks, bye.